today's question for Ask Vision Paradox, we answer the question, how do you think AI-driven content creation will change the role of social media marketers in the future? Will it enhance or replace their jobs?
So hi, social media marketer here, also utilizing some form of AI. I mean, I mostly use ChatGPT for, my needs, for my copywriting needs. Honestly, I think I've said this before. It's more for me a tool for my copywriting. It's more like my junior copywriter, and then I am now the senior copywriter, and I edit it. I mean, it again takes it working with AI. Like, as much as people think like, oh, it'll just do the job for me. Like, yes and no. Yeah, it'll do the job for you, but you also gotta you either gotta start the job yourself by, inputting your parameters correctly, the way, knowing what you want out of, this prompt definitely helps. And then you put it in your prompt, put all the parameters in your prompt. So it's going to be kind of lengthy. And also just feeding, what I use, ChatGPT, the information that you need it to know to be able to, get the results you want. Yeah. But also, you also have to finish a job. And then you do finish a job yourself. So if, ChatGPT spits out something out and, again, it's still not perfect. It's only 2023. Yeah. So whatever it spits out at you isn't perfect. Most likely it's not. Then you're going back in there and either re-editing the prompt or you're editing the result itself. So you're finishing the job. And also when it comes to content creation, so maybe, at this point, we're only kind of doing photos. That's pretty solid, I guess, when it comes to AI created content. So yeah, it's still, you still have to finish the job. It's not going to be perfect, especially if you're doing people. AI hands are still a thing. If artists complain about not knowing how to draw hands, you still get AI hands. I'm pretty sure Midjourney has AI hands kind of all but eliminated, but still, it's still not perfect. And as of right now, it's kind of enhancing our jobs, because then, it's less to think about. Yeah, it's less to think about when it comes to content creation. There's still a lot of thinking going on, trust me, but it's just a little bit less. In terms of replacement, I still don't think so. AI could go so far as being able to do the whole process itself, like video editing or whatever. But I think what would be missing is the soul. And I still think we as humans would still have to go back in there and, inject some soul into it. And again, finish the job. I think at this point, yes, some jobs might get eliminated. Teams might shrink a little because AI might be taking over some of those smaller things, like the nitty-gritty stuff. But other than that, there are people that are still needed to finish the job. So yeah, so it's kind of a yes and no then. Then, there's people that will just come in and finish the job and because it's a little easier. And then some people's positions might get eliminated, or they could be reassigned to do something else because AI is doing something else now. I don't know. It's also kind of it. I guess it depends on the company. Looking at it. So yeah.
Let's talk about AI. I am pro technology. So I would say it would enhance the job, and it will not, actually, as we speak, we're using AI already. It will make your job faster, number one. But of course, if your job becomes faster, if you're being paid by the hour, you're going to get less. But makes your job easier. Number two, would we be replaced? No. Because what's going to happen is it's actually leveling up your job. You used to be doing the nitty-gritty and time-consuming things. Now you're going to be managing that. AI is going to do it for you. So it's not, in marketing sense, it's not really bad because they produce really fast analytics that would take you days to do, and data in terms of data analytics. So content creation, it's fast. All you have to do is to manage content, and number two, know your grammar. So since it's AI, it's still learning. So you want from time to time they could be like the voice, but from time to time you would need to manage. So that means you have to always check, give the command, check, see, and rewrite some of it. So it's not them, it's not just AI, it's you plus help from AI.
I have like two versions of this playing out in my head right now. I think like the first part, like whatever phase it is, it will enhance it, and then eventually it will replace it. I'm almost thinking that, the improvement of algorithms will be so good, these brand companies will have these AI machines that create content, that AI generated humans, like talking heads, AI generated assets, graphic designs, and AI generated copy. And then because the algorithm will be based off AI and it'll be so good, this will be like almost like the perfect tailored news feed. I think what's happening right now, especially with the TikTokification of things, of everything based off the person's interests, it's still human based. It's giving all creators an opportunity to be seen. If the primary thing that companies want, see, the social media companies and all that stuff, like ultimately I think their goal is for people to stay on the platform. Humans do that pretty well, but we're human. And if there's AI that can create the perfect video, the perfect image, the perfect look, the perfect copy for an individual person like me, an individual person like you, on their news feed, on their TikTok or whatever, why not? It'll be a perfected news feed for the ultimate doom scroll. So it sounds almost dystopian, because the way I'm always seeing it like Black Mirror or something, where like whatever is in your screen is perfectly tailored for you, for me, for you, Chris, or Melanie, or Brandon, whoever is watching this. The content will be perfect for you. The thing is with that is, again, it's all going to be generated. Imagine, and there's so many niches already. There's an argument that I had in my head right now that the human individual voice or perspective will ultimately be the difference maker. But even then, if we go deeper into AI creating specific psychographics for a certain target audience, if this AI creates the perfect messaging for a mommy blogger or a single dad or a first-time dancer or someone who's trying to learn how to dance or someone who's trying to get into basketball, like in their 40s versus their teens or in adolescence. I'm imagining that AI would eventually have this power to create the perfect psychographics, and going based off its vast reaches of the interwebs, seeing the pattern, creating the perfect video, the perfect messaging, again, the perfect copyright, the perfect design that lands straight for the specific person or maybe demographic. It's wild what it can do. I think, eventually we'll replace these jobs. My brain likes to think in two different ways, but one, this is when it happens, if and when it happens, depending on what happens with regulation. It would almost be like how tractors put a lot of farmers out of work, but it's the machine still being operated by a human. But I think, if I'm aware, it's now being operated by AI or being operated remote. But I'm also pretty optimistic that by then humans will have moved on from social media into something else, maybe to VR or AR in the metaverse or whatever it is. But even then, who's to say that AI will be able to curate that? And then even that, though, that's a whole new set of technology. So I immediately went into how it would replace it, how it can enhance it right now. There's like dealing with the menial tasks of, at least for me, because I'm busy, but in terms of writing copy and then like even writing a rough draft of copy, that creates some sort of I enjoy writing, but considering my schedule, I don't have the time or the resources to always write, which is why I have copywriters on the team. But even then, as a business owner, I want efficiency and I want things to be done quickly. And if I can have an AI write something in seconds versus for a rough draft versus someone writing it within 2-3 hours or whatever however long it may take, I'm gonna encourage and opt for that. So because then even if it's not perfect, and what ChatGPT right now does a fantastic job, it's pretty good. Just you can use that even as a base or almost even a final product. You can use it for other tasks such as like writing blog posts. I know that Google is improving their search engine or their web crawling so it can detect AI generated articles, because obviously with the power of AI, you can definitely, the amount of blog posts you can create and try to rank, it's crazy. You can also use it to write simple tasks like emails, like you don't know, you might be in a bad mood. I know of, oh God, I've had those instances in my early days, like of responding to emails in a bad mood. And Max, who was helping me at the time, still does help me, but just told me, you sound angry. So I can put that same information and rewrite it to have a friendlier tone. Or other things too, helping you create a content calendar based off the analytics that you got from whatever platform you're using. So that way you can create a very strategic, focused content calendar for your client or for yourself. But in short, those are just like several ideas. I think it's going to enhance it for now. Who knows how long it'll be? Maybe the next 2 years, 5 years. I'm guessing 5 years, or maybe even 10 years for it to ultimately replace social media marketers. Yeah, because the technology is so good right now. I mean, it's pretty damn good. And if this is the worst it is right now, then it's only going to get better. If you guys have seen Midjourney, I've seen hilarious images of the Pope doing parkour, or even some crazy fan art or AI generated art of the Avengers being set in the 80s. So, and it's pretty damn good. So it's only getting better. I think it's only a matter of time until AI gets better at something that I enjoy doing, which is video editing. Personally, I would love it for it to do a select pass for me. Or I made this prediction, I think maybe in 2020 or 2019, with the Vision Paradox team, saying that eventually AI will like kind of like how would it do with a whole bunch of artists. And I get why they're mad, because essentially like copyright infringement and just copied them without giving accreditation. But I think it's going to eventually like review and scan and learn from all these movies, and then you'll be able to put it in a prompt of edit whatever footage you have. You'll be able to put a prompt as edit this video like Steven Spielberg, add B-roll, whatever it is, and make it 1 minute, add subtitles, and it'll be that precise. It might be choppy at first, but I think it'll eventually get there, maybe in another 2 years, because it's only a matter of time, because Midjourney is doing a fantastic freaking job right now with so many things in terms of art in general. The question is, in terms of that, what will regulate it? Will artists that are pulled this kind of inspiration from, will they get the proper accreditation? Will these blog posts created and generated from ChatGPT, will it give proper accreditation? Same thing with the auto-generated films I'm kind of predicting. Yeah, we'll see. But I think at this point you get the idea of, I think it'll eventually replace us, and I think by then we'll have moved on to a different medium of what social media marketers can do.